All right. Welcome to the sideboard. My name's Eric, and today you're watching Let's Play MTG. So, I ran this deck a couple weeks back, or maybe a week or so ago, and I didn't really have a lot of success with it on stream. But since I've actually had a chance to run it a few more times, I've even had the opportunity to build it in paper, and I actually like the way the deck runs after I've gotten a chance to play it a little bit more. So I was hoping to bring it back tonight, and we would try to revisit the deck and give it another look at. So without further ado, let's get into the deck. This is Grixis Thopters, and Grixis Thopters is a deck that has kind of, shown up a few times here and there. Deforestation, welcome to the stream. Hi. But this is a deck that has kind of shown up a few times here lately, and it's fairly competitive and also has a chance at an infinite combo. Now, again, this is not a deck that's actually built around that infinite combo. It's more around value, and I think that's one of the things that I kind of went wrong with the first time I played the deck, was I was trying to hit the combo more often than I should have really worried about, when the deck is actually just about getting good value and getting in and getting the work done. Ricardo, welcome to the stream. Well, thank you for subscribing, sir. I'm glad you caught us. I'll try to be streaming around this time each and every night. So, for anyone else that might actually be new to the stream, please check out the content, see if you like our content, and if you do, please, absolutely, subscribe. So let's take a look at some of the parts that make this deck work. And we'll start here with Inventor's Goggles, Decoction Module as the initial artifacts. Now, there's not a lot of actual, castable artifacts in the deck. However, the deck does produce quite a few artifacts. Now, the other castable artifacts are Aethersphere Harvester and Sky Sovereign Consult Flagship. And I have really started to like, I need to move that over a little bit more for you guys. Let's do that. Sky Sovereign Console Flagship. Now, Sky Sovereign's actually been used a lot here lately as kind of a substitute Glorybringer, and the card works just fine for that. However, it is susceptible to Abrade, whereas Glorybringer is not. However, this is not susceptible to Fumigate, whereas Glorybringer is. So there is some argument for either or. But let's take a look at some of our other artifact producers here. Now, we have Aethersphere Swooper, which will give us the ability to create another servo. Whirler Virtuoso, which will allow us to use some of the energy that we've earned off of decoction modules and a few other things to create Thopters. Pia Nalar, which will automatically create a Thopter. Kind of consider Pia Nalar as your fifth Whirler Virtuoso. Now, the whole key to this deck is to use cards like Maverick Thopterus, Whirler Virtuoso, Aether Swooper, Aether Swooper to produce creatures while you have a decoction module on the battlefield, so that you can actually get those at basically a discounted value. And one of the more key parts of decoction module that I really Fifth Moon, thanks for stopping in. The key parts of this deck is the 4-mana tap decoction module and return a creature to your hand. Like that is extremely powerful when you have cards like Maverick Thopterus or even Pia Nalar and things of that nature. So we do have a little bit of control here with Chandra, Torch of Defiance, Metallic Rebuke. This deck's really good with the Metallic Rebukes. And then Reverse Engineer to draw some cards. A little bit of extra, control and kill with Harness Lightnings, a few Magma Sprays. Magma Spray is really good with all the vehicle decks and the red-black aggros and the mono-black aggros showing up in the meta. The mono-black aggro deck has really started to shine lately. And then as far as the sideboard goes, we haven't changed anything with the deck. For the rest, the additional land for when you do need to go into the later game, or if you just need to swap it out for another land in the main deck. And then 3 Abrade, One Crook. I actually really like the Crook in this deck, and it just really helps us against anything that might have a target in their graveyard. And then, oh sorry, 2 Crooks and 2 Scrap Heap Scroungers. And then the 4th copy of Metallic Rebuke, a Singleton Rivers Rebuke to kind of reset the board on their side. Plus, if we have an army of 1/1s and we play this, it's really going to put us ahead. And then a Battle at the Bridge to help, well, I'm sorry you guys can't see that. I keep forgetting about my overlay. A Battle at the Bridge that will help you, you know, deal with cards like Hazard and things of that nature. But the gain X life is not something that we should overlook here. So anything that's an aggro-ish deck, we probably are going to want to bring in our Battle at the Bridge. But that's the deck, so let's get into some games here. Now, if you're, again, returning to us, thanks again for showing back up and watching. We're going to have some new fan content coming up, and while we're waiting on our opponent to decide whether or not he's going to go first, we have the Aether Sphere Swooper. We can produce a little more energy here. I'm okay with this. Actually, it's 4 lands, a Rebuke, Harness Lightning. I mean, it would be slow, but I mean, we have some decent answers here. We're on the draw. I'm going to mulligan and be a little bit greedy here. It might have been better. We're going to keep this. Yes, because it's going to work kind of like a land versus this Maverick Thopterist. So we'll just pass the turn here. But we are going to have some content coming up for everyone. I'm going to start running fan decks, decks that are presented, and then kind of give my ideas for upgrades on those decks and things. So look forward to that here in the near future. Ooh, would have rather had a land there. So we'll play our Decoction module. We'll see if he wants to counter this one. Spire Bluff Canal is not bad for us. Again, we'll just throw down our Decoction module. Now, if this lands, we get to keep up River's Rebuke here. Or, not River's Rebuke, but Metallic Rebuke. And we are going to get a turn 4 Maverick Thopterist. We will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're playing around Censor, but if he has something better than that. And we'll put these on the stack. We'll always yield to the Maverick Thopterist. And then we'll always yield to the Decoction module. So now we automatically just have a ton of energy. We hit a Whirler, we're in some really good shape. Even if we start swinging in with, say, Maverick Thopterist or something of that nature, and he can wipe the board. Oh wow. Like if he goes Fumigate right now, we can just counter it. Oh, this is a God Pharaoh's Gift deck. Wow, okay. Didn't see that coming. Let's take a look. Let me make sure I got chat up where I can see it. Okay, so he played a Minister, and wow, we've just hit all of the lands. I'm thinking we just crash in and play Thopterist again. Yeah, I think that's the play. I don't believe he can afford to sacrifice this minister. And I really want to keep up this metallic rebuke. So we'll play our Maverick Thopterist. The energy is unreal. We're at 12 and we haven't even cast an energy spell. The amount of energy production off this is just insane. Let's take a look here, guys. Sorry. Okay, so he's gonna mill. I assume he's holding refurbish. No, wow, he milled a refurbish. That is brutal. Okay, so he passes. We gain a life. There's a reverse engineer. Let's go ahead and attack, and then we'll kind of go from there. I don't see any reason to not attack. I mean, we can counter if he has a settle, but I just don't see him having a settle. I do want to cast this reverse engineer, though. Sorry. Improvised mechanic. Woo. Inventor's goggles. Okay. So we can play land Inventor's goggles and still have metallic rebuke open. So metallic rebuke should be a blowout that allows us to just take this game here. Strategic planning, I'm okay with that. I'm probably never going to tap below this metallic rebuke. Another minister. So he definitely has to get in front of things here. Now we've got just tons of options open. I could have equipped, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. I'm surprised he didn't mill himself there. And again, we do get to keep up metallic rebuke. So we will just exile the top card. Now he's dead to Chandra next turn. So he's going to answer Chandra and the board through a counter. Alright, so we'll go into game 2. Okay, so God Pharaoh's Gift. We want a Braid. Magma Spray is good. I'm going to actually take out Harness Lightning and go with Duress. Actually, I'm not. I don't want to help him by turn 1. The only thing he has in his hand is a God Pharaoh's Gift, and I throw it in the graveyard for him. I don't actually like that play. Crook is good. So we traded a Braid for... or Harness Lightning for a Braid. Scarab God's good in this matchup. Magma Spray is good. If he starts getting to where he's just playing Angels to be Angels, then Magma Spray just kills it. Aether Sphere Harvester. I don't think we need that. I mean, we produce flying blockers. I do like these counter. What else can we take out? What is just too... eh. Maybe a decoction module? Just cut down on that one and go from there? I think so. So yeah, let's just run it back like that, and we'll go from there. Cesar, you're building this? Well, I hope you have the best of luck with it. So far, it's treating us fairly well. Ooh, well, we can play a turn behind, guys. We can go Fetid Pools into Aspire of Industry, play both Inventor's Goggles. Turn 3, play Aether Swooper, even if we don't hit a land. So if we don't hit a land, I think that is our most optimal line of play. Because we can't play Goggles and then turn to Swooper. Yep, we're doing that. I'm going to keep this hand. If we top deck an untapped land, oh yeah. It's going to be good. Now, I mean, we could go for it with just playing the Inventor's Goggles on turn 1. We'll have the artifact. We could produce the blue on 2 if we draw an untapped land, but that'd be being really greedy. But we hit an untapped source, so we are going to get to have a turn 2 Aether Swooper with Goggles on it, which is pretty good. This kind of changes things for me. I still want to play the Aether Swooper on 3. Because now I don't have a third mana coming in on tap. Actually, I wouldn't mind playing Thopters on 3. Yeah. We're going to go that route. So we're going to play this so that we can play Thopters on 3. So we'll go ahead and attempt another Goggles. He wants to counter this. I guess that's okay. He decided not to, and we're ever so happy for that. He definitely considered it though, didn't he? Strategic planning. Okay, he's going to tap out here. Now we do not have our counter available. So if he does throw a Godpharaoh's Gift in the graveyard this turn, especially if there's like an angel or something in there with it, we cannot play a card next turn. Okay, so there's an angel, and he pitched a Refurbish. Okay, so he must have considered that really, really hard. He did miss a land last turn, so I mean, I understand that consideration. We can play the Inventor's Fair here. There's no Godpharaoh's Gift in the graveyard right now, and there's no combination of 4 mana that would allow him to pitch a Godpharaoh's Gift and bring it back, so we're going to get in with the Thopterist here. Or not get in, but play the Thopterist. And we will equip. Yes, and yes. And we'll pass the turn. Now this gives us a really, really good clock. And I actually think that these Goggles are one of the things that make this and that red-blue Artificer's deck, you know, doable. That it gives the deck just this really early. Okay, so he's gonna do that. Okay. There's some argument here to. Do we need 4 mana this turn? Yeah, because we want to do Aether Swooper and be able to abrade. Okay, so we're actually going to play this land because we want to be able to do both here. So we'll play the Aether Swooper and get a little bit of energy. Now, one of the things I like about the... Well, we're going to hang on to the abrade. I'm against the God Pharaoh's Gift deck. I am going to value the abrade well over a Fairgrounds Warden that may or may not do anything to us right now. And we will attack. If we get the opportunity, I mean, because we have a braid open and it's instant speed, if we get the opportunity, we may end up, you know, casting the abrade at end of turn or something along those lines. Chart a course. Okay. Now, if he taps out here and there's nothing on the board, we're going to abrade. Because that abrade would produce a lot of power. We'll get 4 power from it, and then kind of go from there. That'll be really good. But if he pitches a God Pharaoh's Gift right here, and he did not, Angel of Sanctions. Okay, so that's 6 mana to bring that back. Well, I assume he's not attacking. And we may end up... Oh, wow. I will pay the life here. Do we do that? Does he have a way to cheat in God Pharaoh's Gift next turn? I don't think so. Let's try it. I'm sure he has a counter for this. Negate. Okay. Well, we will swing in. And we'll do 5 points of damage. I will produce a body here. Cast out, I assume on the Aether Swooper, okay. And we will gain a life. We get a Whirler. And we will equip the Whirler. And again, we're still open with the abrade. And this is kind of what this deck does. It's just nice and steady. We're going to get in there. We're going to take it easy. We're going to get the job done. And right now we're just sitting back, nice and easy, holding the destruction to his key piece. So when he finally gets it, we'll just blow it up and he'll die. That's the plan anyway. That's where we're going for anyway. I know, Caesar, you want me to just abrade that so bad. So let's count our damage. And let's see what he does here on his mana. Authority of the Consuls. Okay, so this may be where we do it. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so yes, we do abrade. He may have a counter for it. I'm gonna put one on and not put the other on. So depending on his play here, this should kind of wrap it up for us. I think we have exactly lethal on the board. Let's see, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's lethal. Alright, he scoops it up, and that's match 1. So again, like, the deck is definitely a lot better than the first time we got to run through the games with it. The wall, I didn't even notice you slip in there. I was captivated by the demands for a braid. Just kill it. We've got to kill it. Kill it now. Kill it dead. Thanks for subscribing. Okay, let's see here. What was that, Caesar? Ah. Thank you for subscribing, Caesar. It's probably just plain Caesar and I'm over-enunciating. Well, we have Aether Swooper, Reverse Engineer, no red, Decoction Module. I don't know what we're playing against, but it looks like it could be a very decent hand if we could come up with a red source. I don't know. I think I'm going to keep it because I can play 2 spells, and that's turn 2 and 3, so that's going to give us a little time, so we'll keep it. Good night, Caesar. Alright, so he plays him. Are we against some other control deck? Well, we've got plays. Do we try to just slip down the Decoction Module early? Is this the same deck? Is this the same guy we just played? Okay. Well, I am going to go for the Decoction Module. Worst case scenario, if he can put like the GPG in the graveyard next turn, I'll just pass turn with Metallic Rebuke up even if we don't hit a land. That'll give us a few options at least. Alessandro, welcome to the stream. Fenris. Is Alessandro and Cesar the same person? What? Oh, this is the same person. Okay. Sorry, I got lost in chat. Well, he did get his God Pharaoh's gift. And he did not throw away a land. And we did not get one either. So, we're stuck with passing the turn, as horrible as that sounds. Hopefully he's only got one refurbish and he goes for it right here, and then we just counter it and take our beats from Champion of Wits. Okay, that's strategic planning. Another God Pharaoh's gift. we are not hitting land. We're a long way from dead, though. What are we getting rid of? We can actually cast Swooper if it comes down to it. The opponent said, now you have the bad draw. Muhahaha. Our draw's fine. We'll pass the turn here. Maverick Thopters might not have been what I should have gotten rid of, but we're gonna go with that anyway. Too late now. Okay, well, Champion of Wit's still doing his thing. Oh, no land. We cannot discard Aether Swooper, but that's what I need to be discarding. Well, we have to discard Aether Swooper, so he 100% knows we're on counterspell. If you discard something with less than 2, yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking, but you know he's kind of got to go for it here. I assume he has drawn the second one, so you know he's good either way. And we keep taking our beats. We hit a land, so I think we run out our first Whirler while he's tapped down. And this will give us a little bit of additional energy, but not enough that we're going to be able to really start to profit off of it. If he's got another refurbish, we're definitely going to be in a little trouble. So I'm assuming he's going to show us the second refurbish here. Okay, so he's just going to hard cast the Angel. We will make a Thopter. And swinging through this Angel is going to be near impossible. Probably bad to put that Champion of Wits in the grave. He definitely has enough cards to cast it and play it next turn, or to eternalize it next turn. And he brings back a Sacred Cat. Okay, so we are hitting some lands. This is hopeful. So we'll play Aether Swooper, Aether Swooper. And that should give us, you know, a little bit of stopping power here. Would love to hit, you know, a black source off the top. However, most of our black sources are going to come in tapped. We need either an Aether Hub, or we need the 1 of Swamp in the deck. So he's bringing back the champion. Draw 5, discard 2 is pretty good. Pretty good, my friends. You get some Sacred Cats. Well, he's definitely not afraid to run that in. Okay. Do we do that, or we just... No, it costs more mana than it's worth. And... Whirler... He's got 6 cards in hand. He's pretty much has to have a refurbished at this point. I'm gonna go for draw some cards here. Here's my black source. I'm gonna play that. And try to Scarab God our way out of this. Okay, do we just take lethal here? 5 plus 6 in the air plus that. Oh, okay, yeah, we're just lethal. He had it. And he wasn't swinging with that. Well, next turn we would have only played Scarab God, and then just would have been dead in the air. Although we could have played the Whirler and got a lot of value out of that. Okay, so I like the way we sideboarded last time. What else did we take out? What else? The Harvester? I think so. Alright, let's run it like that. I mean, River's Rebuke seems really good. Seems like it'd be fun anyway. Oh, too late. I was gonna bring it in. Decoction Module, Whirler, a Braid. This is about as good of a hand as you could ask for against this matchup. So we will play our Spirebluff Canal past the turn. I hope everyone's had a really good weekend. This week we've got a lot of things coming, so prepare yourselves for that. As the format has kind of settled, it definitely settled into place on a few decks, but I'm going to be bringing out a top 10 list this week with my opinion on the top 10 decks in Standard. And I'm even going to try to order them, and that's always difficult, and I know there's going to be some decks left out, but I will definitely get out a top 10 list this week, and I hope you all enjoy that. So we're going to play the Spirebluff. We have one turn available to us here. We'll go ahead and play the Whirler, and then we'll always yield to Whirler, always yield to Decoction Module, and then we're just going to pass the turn. We will make a Thopter here. Champion of Wits. That's okay. So we make Thopter. We get an energy. We get a Chandra. We will swing. And then we're just going to pass the turn back. He blocks the damage there. I'm guessing he's looking for a creature to put in the graveyard because he's expecting to God Pharaoh's Gift right here. Strategic planning. I'm going to pull up his graveyard so we can see that a little bit better. Wish I could make it bigger for you guys. I know that's hard to see on the screen there. Well, I will continue to beat him in the face for 3 happily. And we'll swing for 3 and pass the turn. And again, that's kind of what I have learned that this deck does. It just kind of nice and steady, good pressure, has plenty of blockers. And I was worried about playing the deck in such a way that... So, if we hit infinite, I'm not actually worried about that. You make a million on turn 1, you swing a million, then you swing a million the next turn. Okay, so we can play this, and I will, as it'll be quite a bit more energy. Yes, he's going to gain life off of that. And we're going to go ahead and get in for our 3 here. Now, this will have to swing 1 time before it's actually useful. So... So he's going to refurbish. He more than likely has the negate to protect the refurbish. Why did we not get a trigger there? That is just wrong. We were supposed to have a trigger. Or a stop. I don't have a stop in his main. Wow. What a loser. For not having a stop. And there's the negate. Wouldn't have mattered anyway, but I don't like it. Well, we can't make a blocker here. We're going to produce a body here, but we're going to take 6. And we get a Fetid Pool. What does Fetid Pool do for us? Let's go ahead and destroy this while he's tapped. And then I want to reverse engineer. Because we're not really swinging into this angel here. We're going to have to... Oh, that's going to be good. Okay, that'll be really good for us. And we have our black source, so we can exile the graveyards. If he doesn't cast Refurbish right here, I'm going to exile the graveyards and then just go on a chump block plan until I can beat this angel. And I think we can do it. let's do that. Now granted, it's going to require some decoction modules, and we will have to get a little carried away here and give him a ridiculous amount of life. But is it better to just play the crook? I think we just play crook. And the crook should be able to save us. All we got to do at this point is deal with this, work till we get to our infinite mana, and just kind of go from there. We can play a Pia here for more bodies. I am just not worried about his life total when we get to infinite. And that leaves up one that we can use here for the crook. We will get another body, some more energy. And we're still in a really good spot here. I mean, because of the way our deck does work, we're going to be able to push through this Authority of the Consuls. Including to the point of next turn, he's going to have to start trying to do something, or we're going to start pulling his angels, and then at that point our Thopters beat his angels, I guess. Or at that point the Thopter beats the Authority for sure, because there'll be 2/2s. But if we can land this Scarab God, we'll be in a really good position, especially if we untap with it. We have 6 mana. I am going to create a bunch of Thopters here. They all come in tap. Again, I am not worried about his life total. And we are going to, on our last priority here, wow, he's going to get rid of our decoction module. So we'll eat a God Pharaoh's gift. Fetid pool. Well, we're going to play this while he's tapped out. And this should be fairly good for us. Now, he really has to deal with this. I mean, he's got 6 cards in hand. I'm sure if he can't deal with this, I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot he can deal with. If he can't, out of 6 cards, there's got to be a cast out. We haven't seen one of those. Well, we will exile the God Pharaoh's gift. And so the refurbish doesn't go off. Maybe he has another, well, I mean, another refurbish doesn't do anything for him. Again, we will chump block. And now the fun begins. We don't have to put a stop in our upkeep because God Pharaoh will do it for us. Or sorry, Scarab God will do it for us. We can always yield to that. And then, what do we want to do this turn? Definitely want that angel. So let's go ahead and make an angel. And it does come in tapped, and I'm okay with that. And we can yield to that. We'll put the +1/1 counters on the angel. And now we can scry 1. Let's put that on top because that's exactly what we're looking for, as it will give us yet another body back. Or we could play Chandra, start doing good things there. What do we want to do? He has a Minister and a Sacred Cat. So yeah, definitely in a much better position than we were before. So if he swings this time, we're going to take some more. We're going to take some more life here. We're going to give him some more. This is going to be a really long game. Oh my gosh, it's going to draw out. But I don't think he's winning by any means. So he's going to chart a course. He gets his Sacred Cat back. Yep, you rivel that. Okay. Now, I doubt he's going to attack with his angel here. We will go ahead and bring back Minister. Sorry, I messed up the land. All right. I know the game time's going to be brutal here. So we'll put God Pharaoh up first. We'll gain a life. Put that on the bottom. Put that on the bottom. Get an Inventor's Fair. Oh, I did that. I sure did that. I was supposed to float one or sack one first. That was horrible of me. I do think I want like a decoction module or something here. Probably just Chandra. Let's do it like that. Okay, so he has a negate. How do we start getting in? I think we'll do this. So he wants to trade them. Okay. That should speed things up a little bit, guys. That should speed things up quite a bit. A fumigate. Aren't we better off in this? I think so. There's no card worth getting rid of out of his graveyard other than a land. This way he just can't activate the hostile desert. Like, that's the only thing of value. Okay, so we hit a land. We will cast the Scarab God. He's got a Jace's defeat. No. Alright. I don't necessarily know if we can come back from this. At this point, we might have lost here. Well, we have to keep playing it. There's a minister. I think we go get decoction module here. Okay, he's gonna get our crook. We get inventor's goggles. Now we have enough. Oh, we didn't. We weren't able to go get decoction module until right now. Okay, so is it decoction module or Sky Sovereign? Or crook? We do not have the option to go infinite. Does that mean we're going to need to gain as much energy as possible here? I think so. Alright, well, we'll pass the turn. At least we have enough that we can you know, bring back Maverick Thopters every turn. I think we're just going to lose till time here. I mean, we already lost game 1 against this. It's the same opponent we had in the first match, and we beat him in the first match, and then in this match he beat us in game 1, and then looks like game 2 here of match 2. Looks like he's going to get us again on time. Okay, so there's a Maverick Thopterist. And We can let it equip for free. I'm probably just going to move it anyway. Or not. I'm going to save the 4 so that I can bring this back. We're going to definitely start getting in. Try to bring that life total back to a reasonable number. There's a Champion of Wits. It's going to help him out a lot. Well, Lloyd, I actually like the deck as well. I mean, that's why I wanted to bring it back. And when I played it the first time, I had never really played it. I had played it in like 1 or 2, pilot game, like test pilot games, and then I really hadn't played the deck before, so I didn't know the strategy and how well the deck could just go into infinity and beyond. But it's actually really, really good at that, and one of the nice little hidden parts of Decoction module, we'll still have a few bodies here. So he hasn't just ended us. We can tap that. And we're going to have a bunch of triggers go on the stack again. He'll gain a lot more life. And then we'll play our Crook. If it wasn't for a matter of like time, I am pretty sure that between these two strategies, the Thopter strategy just wins, because you could just chump block forever until you got on enough things online. Oh wow! So I've got to remember to. So that's twice I've punted with that. I need to remember to just remove the Champion of Wits, because you can't remove in response. Although it may be better, because if he can discard a God Pharaoh's Gift and then refurbish it back immediately, then that would not be good for us. And he discarded a refurbish, so that makes me think that he might be wanting to do something along those lines. Let's eat a card here. That's a creature. We'll eat that. And Sky Sovereign's not horrible for us. This big 6/5 body, he does some work. And then I think the only thing left to do here is just pass the turn. No, we'll swing with these two, because this can crew Sky Sovereign. Really wish we had something we could use out of the graveyard. The Crook is just really, really good in this matchup. I think the Crook may actually be one of the best pieces of Graveyard Hate we have, because of the way it allows you to It allows you to, to really maintain control over a graveyard. Really. Let's exile irrigated farmland. And if he Rivers rebukes me here, I mean, that's not the most devastating thing in the world. Wow, we're listening to like some straight 80s elevator music, guys. Legend of Zelda. Do it for the fairies. You say we hit up the old Earthworm Gym for some music. So luckily we don't have much longer in this game. It is just a battle of back and forth, back and forth. It's definitely giving us a chance to kind of play through the deck. We'll play our land. What's the most optimal way we can come out here? Inventor's Goggles, Decoction Module. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That would be 7. We could play Sky Sovereign, Decoction Module, and Maverick Thopters. No, we could not. Play Sky Sovereign next turn, maybe. Play everything else this turn. Okay. Let's go that route. Irrigated farmland. Oh, this is so brutal. Yes, we will use the ability. And Authority will just keep making bodies. So our opponent is at 10 cards left. 10 cards left. This is not a way that you want to win, but if this is the way it's got to be, then this is the way it's got to be. So he plays an angel. What do we need to eat out of his graveyard? Are there any creatures whatsoever? So just lands. There's a Champion of Wits. He used its ability. There's a Sacred Cat. We get an Aether Hub. And we will Sky Sovereign here. Sky Sovereign will target the Angel. exile the angel now. And we're 100% on the mill him out plan. He has to kill us with the next 4 cards, or it's just over for him. And we don't have to do anything else. So it's a real bad way to win, but it's definitely going to happen. And we just passed the turn here. And again, we passed the turn. So he's got 1 card left. He has to kill us this turn, or he just loses. So we pass. That's brutal. Okay, so definitely going to bring our decoction module back in. And I like the River's Rebuke here. I'm actually going to take 1 Thopterist out. Should probably actually take a Swooper out over a Thopterist. Yeah, we'll do that. So I brought in a River's Rebuke, and let's take out 2 Swoop. Too late. 61 card deck. Sorry. Alright, so do we keep this? We do keep this. Alright, so we'll see how fast we can play here. We'll go into the Fetid Pools. Okay. We will be cycling Fetid Pools. And pass the turn. We will take the 1 from the cat. Inventor's Goggles. Okay, so that changes things. We'll actually play the Fetid Pools, play Inventor's Goggles, and then we'll just pass the turn here. Let's go ahead and yield. Alright, so if he just throws down, you know, God Pharaoh's Gift, things of that nature, we still have this, you know, in the bag here. With the Abrades and Angel. And we can get down this. And we'll just pass the turn back to him. So, yeah, the Authority of the Consul is extremely annoying. We'll go ahead. We have to cancel that. We'll stack these, yield, yield, yes, yield, pass turn. I'm trying to play fast, but it's, I don't know if we're going to get there. We're going to abrade that. Wow, he negated the abrade on Champion of Wits. Wow. Okay. I guess we Maverick Thopters. and we'll cast that, put it on the stack. So unfortunately, no, we're not trading. We're in a really bad spot here, but we are going wide. I just don't think we're going to have time to finish everything up. Let's undo that. Let's use this blue source. We'll go... Wow, okay. And we're just going to keep going. We only got a minute and 20 or 47 seconds left here. We're definitely losing on the clock. And we'll go Thopters here. And I think we're just going to continue losing on the clock because of the way our deck works. Probably shouldn't have moved that over. At this point, I'm making horrible play mistakes. Just trying to push in some damage. Like, if he had the combo and could go for it right now, he would be able to just crush us because of the state we're in. Champion of Wits. Okay, so there's an Inventor's Fair. I'm going to Magma Spray a champion here. We're going to get into combat. And we'll just pass the turn. It depends on what he targets here. Okay. We're going to destroy his manland. We will get a red source. We will exile God Pharaoh's Gift. And we will gain a life. We're going to play Chandra. We're going to kill Champion of Wits with Chandra. And we'll pass the turn. I don't think we can win this with 23 seconds left, but again, the deck is showing its power. I just don't think I can hit the buttons quick enough to make sure that we just get there. Chart a course. Yep, cat. Chart a course. Alright, so we're going to spray that. Deal 3 damage to that. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. No. So, what did we have on the battlefield there? So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But the deck definitely plays really good. So I really enjoyed the games, and that's going to be it for our stream tonight. I just wanted to bring back Grixis Thopters because I didn't want anyone to see that past stream and go, man, this deck's just horrible. When those are probably the worst 3 games I've actually experienced with the deck, and I really just wanted to let everyone know that this deck is not as bad as it showed up to be on the gameplay. And again, right there, if we would have been in Paper Magic and we would have went into turns, we definitely had that on the next turn there. So that being said, I like this deck. I think that if anyone wants to put this deck together, I think it's a really good deck for you. Including, let me pull this up because I did have it laid out for everyone. So this is Manatraders. I know a lot of my viewers actually watch Manatraders because they rent cards the same way I do, and it's one of the greatest ways that you can play any deck in Standard. But if you'll click the link in the description box down below, you're going to see a link straight to this deck. It's listed as a combo deck, and it's under my name because that's the way I have to post on Manatraders. But it is under my name. But go ahead and go to that. If you want to rent it, you can just click, rent cards right here. It'll instantly pull it up for you, and then you can go from there. You will need to set up an account and things of that nature, but overall, if you wanted to build this deck, we're looking at about 120 bucks here, guys. Right now, here, let's move this here where you guys can see it. I am showing $116 on Manatraders, so the deck is really cheap, and it's really competitive. So if you guys like the option to have some type of combo in Standard, and even if you wanted to add a little bit more to the combo, I believe that the deck has at least 2 or 3 spots in the main that are kind of open to interpretation. One of those would be Chandra. Yes, she can have some good things in here, but the plan's not really centered around her, otherwise you would see more of her. The Singleton Pia Nalar, the deck doesn't necessarily need. However, if you did take it out, I'd probably throw it in the sideboard for games against like Red Deck and things like that. Other than that, I would say Pia, Chandra, and Sky Sovereign are all that's your 3 spots that you could kind of play around with, if you had a budget you needed to work around or something like that, because Chandra is going to be about 30 bucks on that budget. Anyway, if you wanted to go more into combo, you could just throw in 1 or 2 copies of Panharmonicon there, and then you really do have the shot at a infinite combo. And maybe even play around with the sideboard a little bit. I don't know how often you would need that Field of Ruin, but play around with the sideboard, find what makes the deck tick for you. And that's it for Let's Play MTG tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed. I do want to say that, again, we're going to be doing our fan base content, and we have an as foretold Grixis control list coming. Now, the initial list is going to be, from our supporter here, Dan Thorson, I believe is his name, Thorson. Man, I'm sure I butchered his name like I do every other name. But Dan's has presented us with Grixis Control. If you want to present decks for Fan Night or anything else, go to our Facebook page. Post your decks on our Facebook page. That's where we're going to find them. That's going to be where the community can share decks and things like that. And if everyone likes them, we'll get to them and we will play them. So we'll see you tomorrow night for the Ixalan top 10 decks in standard list, and a few games with a live stream from Dan Thorson's As Foretold Grixis control list. We may even play a game after we've upgraded it, because he did try to keep it budget with his land base and things like that. But the deck looks interesting, and I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. Well, guys, that's it for tonight. My name's Eric. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun. We'll see you next time here on the Sideboard.